And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Labor Day.
It is.
So
I guess everybody's still kind of enjoying the long weekend.
Well, sleeping late, that's always like a traditional thing to do on Labor Day.
It is.
I remember back in radio, like there'd be nobody at 6 a.m. There was there was not even a creature stirring in town.
Not even a mouse.
That's right.
That's right.
So enjoy it. It's not very often that you get this extra day off. And Thanksgiving, is that the next one?
I guess it would. Well,
Because
October, Halloween.
we'll get nothing for Halloween, though, a day off. So
yeah. As far as time off, no. So all the holidays always fall on Monday, my day off anyway.
That ain't fair, is it?
I know. Goodness.
So have you thought about taking Friday off?
No. But I might.
That really doesn't work in a hairdresser.
We're going to
world,
go
does it?
camping this coming weekend. So it's Alden's birthday's the 10th. So we're going to camp for his birthday and have him a little cake and ice cream stuff over at the campground. Hopefully the weather will be this coming weekend.
But isn't it like a unofficial thing that nobody cuts hair on Mondays? Isn't that like?
Yeah, most places are closed on Monday. Now, when I had my little shop open out in Martin, I worked every Monday. I worked Monday, which was good for me because I mean,
you were it in
I know
in town?
that was it. So, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday is when I worked at my shop, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday I worked in town. But now I just work in town and off on Saturdays. So
Having Saturday off is really something to say. Yeah. I enjoy having at least. Yeah, I don't have any, so I'm gonna hush.
You need to take some time off.
I'm gonna take one day. In October, I got that toward the beginning of the month. I'm gonna take one day off and I'm gonna go out of town. So we'll have to do some pre-recording to get that taken care of.
Okay.
So what is on tap for you today? Are y'all cooking out? Y'all laying around the house watching Golden Girls? What is it?
Well, I have a doctor's appointment
on Labor Day.
Yeah. No, that's next Monday. I don't have a doctor's appointment. No, I don't have anything to do.
I was gonna say that is one dedicated doctor.
That's next Monday. Look, that's how crazy I am, y'all. Next Monday, I have a doctor's appointment. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I hope that turns out well for you. But he'll
it's
be
just
there.
A checkup type thing. Yeah.
You go tomorrow, you may be it.
I know, I might be.
Be
like wondering where, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow be Tuesday, so no.
But who has done that?
There'd be everybody there, but
showed up at the courthouse or a bank to do something on a Monday, and you noticing nobody's around.
If it's a holiday or something, yeah.
That does happen. A couple of sad notes, and I don't like talking about sad notes, but at the same time, they must be talked about. Let's talk about first East Central Community College. This happened in the wee hours of the morning, Friday morning. They had a ball game at Scuba Tech, come back to East Central Community College, and somewhere around 12:30, roughly in the morning, a football player gets off the bus and passes out, and he passed away. And
it said from he had a previous medical condition, so I don't know what, but yeah.
That's heart touching. Of course, he went to Philadelphia High and had just played scuba. I think they had a tribute for him in Philadelphia on Friday night at the ball game, and then of course everybody at East Central Community College mourns for his loss as well. Yes. That is just so sad.
Yeah,
that snuck up on me there. Only 19 years old.
It's awful. I can't imagine. I say that all the time, but losing a child would just be the most heart-wrenching thing,
So we have in our little small community lost a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old within a week.
Right.
So it's
tragic.
It is.
We pray for those families. I mean, seriously, keep them in your prayers and just pray for peace for them, because I know this is just tragic. I mean, you don't especially when stuff's unexpected like that. It just
truly shows you just how short our time on this earth is, and it's. I say that and I stumble a little bit because there is such a lack of words to find with this of comfort that I'm looking to pass along, and I don't have it.
I did see where after the I guess it was after the football game at West Lauderdale the other night, they had sent up those lanterns, the paper lanterns where you light them and they float. It was really, really a moving thing. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. We had came by there not long, or it was probably around the same time, but we must have missed that, or maybe they were just getting ready to do it. But
Always a beautiful scene to see those go up.
Oh yeah, it was so pretty, and they played a hymn. You know, the band played a hymn while it went up.
And I'll address this also. I'm sure that most people have seen his post to TikTok by now about his religion and his faith, and boy, was that strong.
Mm-hmm.
So our hearts go out to Cade's family as well as we bring him back up in the news this morning. As we sit, today is Labor Day. There is a chance of rain. I wish I could tell y'all that there's not. We had a beautiful Saturday and Sunday, and today after lunchtime we've got a chance of rain on that.
Yes.
Now, later in the week, we're going to have an opportunity to have a couple come in, and we've all heard about this, about the horses, Blaze and Maverick there. They've got a chance to adopt these and give them a forever home, and they're going to be setting up a GoFundMe page to help purchase the horses to give them that. And they'll come by one day this week and interview with us. So we'll talk to them and find out what all the hoopla is about and how you can help if you're concerned about Blaze and Maverick.
Pretty horses. I got to see them in person out at the crossings. Is that right? The Crossroads. We were out there. My son and I were out there one day shopping, and they come by. And that was the first time I didn't even know we had the horses, you know, the policemen on horses. But they're beautiful horses. Huge, really big horses.
Yeah. They eat a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can imagine. But
and you know, I respect everybody. There's a lot of people that really love horses and get out and rodeo each weekend. But let me tell you, come rain or shine, you got to be at that barn.
Yeah.
If you're thinking that that's what you want, just keep that in mind.
Yeah. I've always loved horses and wanted horses, but everybody's always like, no. I actually had one of my clients, give me 2 miniature horses one time.
Yeah.
But I didn't have my place fenced in, so I couldn't take them. And then, of course, everybody was like, you do not want horses. There's a lot of vet bills, and a lot of food and everything, a lot of upkeep.
If you're not prepared for it.
Yeah. But they're beautiful, and I love to watch them, you know.
Dylan was about 6 years old, and somebody on Christmas Day brought a pony to our house and tied it to a tree, and I quickly returned the pony and tied it back to their tree. We did not need pony.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Also coming up, we want to bring this up. Duffy Baptist Church is going to be having a all-day event on October the 9th called Community in Christ. And they've got a bunch of singing going to happen. And Brother Matthew Hitt's going to be in charge of everything. We'll have some more information on that coming up also. But a great thing coming up for the Duffy Baptist Church. And as always, if you've got a community event, let us know about it. You can inbox us and tell us more. And we'll be glad to share that with everybody.
That's right.
So today, as we go into Labor Day, I forget, and I meant to look this up. How many years has Labor Day been going on? Like forever, or is it just a little while?
As long as I've been alive, I guess. 47 years that I know of. I don't know.
I wasn't going to tell you age. Yeah. But anyway, I wish I had the stats. I should have looked that up before I got into all that and said that, shouldn't I?
I'm surprised they hadn't changed the name of it.
Well, that's coming probably.
Oh, it probably is.
Because I'm sure labor offends somebody nowadays.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm almost offended by saying it myself. So before long, this is September. As we get ready for January 1st, everybody will be back in the mood to lose weight again. Oh, yeah. And there's probably not an American alive that couldn't lose maybe 3 to 5 pounds. But they say that this cardio thing really does you no good to lose weight. The people that are experts at it. I don't know.
I think the only way I'll be able to lose weight is just get my mouth wired shut and don't even have a smart comment, because I know he's probably going, yeah, that might benefit a lot of people.
I ain't gonna say nothing. So have you joined the gym before and done the treadmill thing?
I have.
Did you lose any weight?
No, I mean, I don't lose weight. I just think once you hit a certain age, your metabolism just changes. It's hard to lose weight. Now I think I could look at something and gain 10 pounds that I want to eat. I mean, I'm seriously, smell it, gain 10 pounds.
You know, like I like to keep hid somewhere amongst the house for myself some Chips Ahoy. Every night I like one. I don't like them 2 or 3. I just want one when I want one.
Those little zebra cakes.
Oh, zebra. And let us all mark our calendar that Thanksgiving is coming, and that means we get the Little Debbie Christmas trees back.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it Thanksgiving?
Yes. Well, it starts around Thanksgiving and, works its way on into Christmas.
And they're like the best thing that you've ever eaten.
And they're zebra cakes, just in a different shape and color.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, but, Yes, they are so good.
I can make a fool out of myself with that.
I know. That used to be my late night snack. That's probably how I put on 20 pounds.
This stuff will do it to you.
Yeah. I used to have one of those before bed with a glass of milk. That's the only thing I'll drink milk with. That or pancakes. That's it.
Now we know her secret to life. The experts tell us, and I didn't know this, that if you drink coffee, that it's best to have it before you do a workout. That if you have coffee after you do your workout, it stays on you and will put weight on you. But so long as you drink coffee, and they say that really getting on, and again, they being the expert, these people that go to the gym every day, claim that
looks like she needs a hamburger a day.
She does.
Or 3.
Some cornbread.
Yeah.
But they say that treadmill not doing you any good, that the best thing to do is lift weights. Go in there and do a little weightlifting, and that will
heavy
get you.
weights. Heavy weights.
Yeah, I'm out already.
Yeah.
I mean, reading that got me all in an uproar.
I used to work out at home, though. I'm not a big gym person. I've gone a few times, but I just don't like going to a gym in front of a bunch of people. And I'm convinced that some people just go to wear the little cute outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
The serious,
some people are like
people
that.
probably show up at 4 a.m. when nobody's there.
Oh, yeah.
And so they can do it. And
Yeah.
But you're right on the cute outfit thing.
I mean, yeah, I think not everybody, but I swear there's some people I think that just
Go for the look.
I'm convinced there are people like that. Not everybody. Me, I'd just rather be in my living room and like do some squats or whatever, you know, do stuff at home. Like I used to push up, like using the counter. You know, I would do push-ups, like lean forward on the counter and do push-ups. I mean, I'm serious. You can work out at home. You don't have to go join a gym.
Well, see, that's more than I know about.
And when I was doing stuff like that and working out in my yard, people would ask me all the time. My arms were more toned and, you know, and
Buffy.
Yeah, they were then. That's in the past, not anymore.
I have learned that the wider sleeve shirt that you wear, it doesn't show your puffy arms anymore.
Oh, really?
And it's okay. Yeah, just wear it.
So under this,
yeah, they might have a little flab.
Oh, I was going to say, like,
this
under
is like
this.
a cover up.
I was going to say, are you saying that under this you're this massive muscle man?
Absolutely not. I understand why Elvis went and got all the capes and stuff.
Yeah.
Covered up a bunch of stuff. Let's take a minute and talk about our friends at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Have you been out to visit Joe lately? Joe has so much going on. Bargains this week. As a matter of fact, you can go in this week. Let's take a look at what Joe has. You can get Idaho potatoes, 8-pound bag for $3.99. Not bad at all.
No, it's not. Green onions. I mean, who doesn't like that?
Jersey peaches, they're at $1.99. Now we've switched from Georgia to Jersey.
Oh, I wonder what's the difference.
Well, same price
difference
there.
In the taste.
We'll have to ask
peaches.
Joe.
Peaches are great.
Fresh tomatoes, you can get those 4-count package for $1.99. Green bell peppers, you're going to be cooking with them. Boy, you can get a great deal on them for 89 cents a piece. As we get into the ham or turkey, kind of like the tuna cans, the Hormel there. If you're looking for something, a great meal on that, you can get the 5-ounce can for $1. As we get into Sweet Baby Ray's, is all this cooking today. If you need some, 2 for $3. Ketchup, 2 for $6. That's the Heinz ketchup. A1, $3.99. You can get that. That's not bad at all for that 10-ounce package there.
Yeah.
Cooking oil and a whole lot of other things. If you need crystal sugar, they've got that for you. Baked beans, wouldn't, I guess, be Labor Day without that, would it?
I know. And don't ever forget that Joe always has like a rack of ribs waiting on you, or he has Boston butts, and they're all fully cooked. All you got to do is just pick them up if you don't feel like cooking. And he has them every day.
Yep.
You know.
Great deal on it. See him. That's going to be Joe at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, right there in Collinsville. See him today.
I was injured in a car wreck in my own hometown. I knew I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home. And if you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
I'm Mike from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call. That was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $245,600.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
You know, we hadn't talked a lot about wildfires this year, but boy, that is a problem. And you always hear about Lake Tahoe. I've never had a chance to go there. What a beautiful place that is. But people are having to flee there left and right. Here's a scene from that. Look at these pictures. It's just, it's on fire.
Yeah, it says a resort was going to be damaged and totally torn up, right?
Yeah. So to all the folks that travel there, or maybe even have friends that live at Lake Tahoe, 20,000 people are out on the flee from there.
That's awful.
Yeah, South Lake Tahoe. And I follow the police department there just for one reason only. The pictures they post are always so beautiful. They'll be in a curve, this road's blocking, and you're like, wow.
Oh, yeah. It would be nice to live somewhere where you just walk outside and it's like a postcard, you know.
And that's the way it is there. Now, as we move to this next subject, it's probably to the end of time going to be a big discussion in the United States, and that's the abortion.
Yeah.
Texas, of course, stepped up and banned all abortions after 6 weeks. There's a lot of folks saying that, well, it's not going to stick. Something's going to come up, and that law is going to be changed. But in that same realm of that, those what are those centers that Planned Parenthood? It does not affect them. They still do business as usual there.
Okay.
Now, as you get deeper into this, Biden calls it un-American, is what he's calling the law. The people that are against abortion don't see it that way. In other news, in the same subject,
I don't think anybody could be more un-American than that man right now.
I agree
I don't
with you.
know. I think he's contradicting
Let's check our
himself.
watch here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's more important than these soldiers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What time is it? I got to go somewhere. Like, yeah.
This one confuses me. I don't know a lot about it, and I hadn't read all of his thoughts on this, but Trump has not backed the abortion law and says that it may be temporary. He says it's a very complex law and could be temporary. I don't know if he's spoken to someone that we don't know that something's fixing to go down, but we'll follow this. And why isn't Trump supporting? Because he's big time against abortion.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Trump has not endorsed this law. It doesn't.
Well, there has to be something to it, you would think, for that. Because
he's like us. He believes in saving lives.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can dig into that and find out more about it. And if you happen to know more about it, inbox us. We'd like to know your thoughts on that. Maybe you've read something that we haven't and know a little bit more about it. Boy, this morning getting away from us, isn't it?
I know it is. It's really going
So
fast.
as we travel about the morning, there are lots to do this afternoon. Grass cutting may not be in your future this afternoon since you didn't get it done this week. But it's Labor Day. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I heard, lawnmowers going just about every day this weekend. So maybe they've gotten it done by now. I don't know.
You touched on this just a second ago as we brought up. You can't almost go a day without bringing up what's going on in Afghanistan. It's really hard as we find out more and more that there may be more Americans there trapped than you really realize.
Oh, I think there are. I think they're trying to minimize the whole thing. I mean, they're acting like, let's just move on. I mean, that's how he acts, like it was the biggest success since sliced bread that he performed this, leaving Afghanistan. I mean, it's a tragic mess is what it is. I mean, and everybody's saying it. And people are like, I think it was day before yesterday, I was watching the news, and they were talking about that it was such a tragedy that there's people who are able to come in. These men are coming in from Afghanistan with 8 and 9-year-old wives because over there.
Whoa, back up.
Yeah.
And they're allowing them to come in?
They're allowing them to bring them into this country and act like that's okay, when if that was going on in our country, it would be considered against the law, number one. I mean, but
I thought
be like sex trafficking or.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought when you came to our country that everything switched to our law.
Well, that's what it's supposed to. But a lot of them, when they come over here, they believe in Sharia law, which I'm not up to. I don't know exactly what that entails.
It ain't good
but it's
for you.
not our law, and so they believe that they still should be able to go by Sharia law in our country. And
well, Sharia law, that includes that if you do something wrong, they cut your hand off.
Right. Yeah.
Women have to walk more or less behind. The man runs it. She has no say-so under that law.
So they're allowing what people are in such an uproar too about. I mean, it's a tragedy in itself that they've left any Americans, even one, behind. But to leave our people behind over there.
Candace.
We have students still over there, I think, that were students from California, if I'm not mistaken. There are missionary type people. There's pastors over there from our country. I'm sure there's probably some what do you call it? Workers that go
Right.
there and work. Anyway, but they've left our people behind, and they're allowing these people to come into our country, which are they're not even checking their backgrounds to see if they're any kind of terrorists.
One of the headlines here is this lady from California. Now, did she get her own self into this mess? If you're going to be, pro cons and everything, let's just explain what she done. She flew to Afghanistan to visit friends and family. While she's there, she marries some guy that she met there. She's left behind. She's pregnant, but she is still an American citizen and wants to come home. She can't get out. And she says that they are knocking door to door, asking for, I guess it's some type of like card that shows your citizenship. And if it's the wrong one, you are pretty much on the spot. No other way to word it.
I don't know how that works over there, but do you remember me a while back talking about that movie Not Without My Daughter that Sally Field played in? She married I think he was Iranian, if I'm not mistaken, but she married a guy, either Iranian or Pakistani. I can't remember. It was another from another country. She went over there to visit with him. She and their kids or their child went over there to visit, and they were visiting somebody that was ill or something in his family. Well, he decides to stay because something's going on. She don't want to stay. She has zero rights to her child over there. And
so
I don't know if she's still considered an American citizen once she marries somebody from that country.
Good question.
And they're still, I don't know. So I don't know how that works, but she might not.
She might not be getting out.
She might not be. I don't know, but
It's
the child could possibly be. She might have not any rights to that child once it's born if it's over there. So I don't know. That's a sad situation.
And I know people thank heavens I'm not in that situation. But there's a lot of people that have to make livings in other countries. And there's also, as you've brought up, people that go over and witness and pass along the name of Jesus Christ, all of these missionaries. And you can get caught, as that movie, behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And then you still have the Biden, and I brought this up on Thursday or Friday, I forget what day it was, that the national security guy still refuses to call them an enemy, the Taliban.
That is
an
crazy
enemy.
I saw last night where children are being taught in school. They want the children, they're getting on to like teachers who are teaching kids to call these people terrorists.
Well, this 9/11 is, and I was trying to find the story.
From the 9/11 thing.
They're reteaching that, and I've got the story somewhere, and I can't put my hand on it. But you're absolutely right. They're teaching in school now not to call them terrorists.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, murderers. I mean,
That's exactly what went down that day.
It was murder, and it was.
Who would have thought that a short 20 years later that America would flip-flop on that? When we watched so many lives get lost that day, that a short 20 years later, it would almost be that it's okay.
Well, I shared this thing. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, which I had seen it on my page. Somebody had shared it, and it was called. It had a wolf. And a face of a wolf, and it had like an unzipped sheep's outfit, like the wolf in sheep's clothing. And there was this teacher did this little. She tested her kids. She was a teacher that was really firm in what she believed in history and all this kind of stuff, teaching her kids, her classes and stuff. And she had been called out of the class by a lady. She was real, but she did all kind of made them do all kind of extra work in their class, which most kids don't like to do and stuff like that. So anyway, she got called out of class one day by this lady and said that they need you in the office. And then this other lady comes in a few minutes later and says, your teacher might not be back. She's had something's happened, something's come up, and she's okay, but she might not be able to return to school this semester. And so this other lady comes in, and they find out that she's going to be filling in for the teacher for the rest of the semester. They find out that she will be there. The teacher's going to be gone, and this other lady's filling in. So she asked the kids, what would you like to see change in your class? She's like, I don't believe in, I believe in clean slates. And I believe in starting over, and if you've done something that you shouldn't do and stuff. So I believe in forgiving you about it, and let's just move on. And I don't like giving a whole lot of homework. Well, somebody said they didn't want any lectures. She said, okay, done. We're not going to do lectures. And then somebody said, oh, a free day every now and then would be good, like where we don't have to do work. She says, we can do that. Let's don't have any, giving the kids their way. Everything they wanted, she gave them. And so anyway, the teacher, about 30 minutes later, the original teacher comes back in the class and she says, well, how did they do? And she said, they did great. I had them eating out of the palm of my hand, And so they were trying to teach the kids a lesson that everything that's always going your way and giving you everything you want is just the same way that people can take over, the government can take over a country by giving you what you want.
Well, they tell you what you want. And then at the end,
and telling you what you want to hear and giving you what you want, it's not always a good thing. And it can always come back. And that's how they lead you into,
Ain't nothing in this world free.
Yeah.
Remember that. But there's so many people who want it.
Oh, yeah. People want everything free. A lot of people do.
What was it? Ask not what you can do for what your country can do for you, but what you can do. Mm-hmm. It still holds today.
Yeah, it is a scary thing, though. All this giving everybody money and making them feel like they're trying to help them out, and
Yeah, not always the best. And what do we got? People not working anywhere anymore. Mm-hmm. They can't hire anybody.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little while also. Let's turn to our friends at Snowden and Company. They're there for you, whether it's time to buy or sell. What a great deal they've got going on there. Mm-hmm. When it's that perfect time to find your dream home, let them help you find that. Tell them what you're looking for, the location, and they'll go to work for you. Now, they've got a lot of places they do this in. They jump in and they'll help you out in the Meridian, Lauderdale County, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark County. They even do this in Jackson as well now. Mm-hmm. This is a home that is up for sale. And as I pass this right here, when it's time to sell, talk to Amanda. Let her help you out there. It's a high demand right now for homes, and they can get you the absolute most bang for your buck because, well, that's your investment.
Yeah.
Why not take advantage of that and get everything you can to put forth maybe a smaller home, maybe a bigger home, whichever the case is. As we said, there's beautiful homes to take a look at. This home just sold here. It's off the market now. Call them at 453-3937. Again, 9 to 5. They're closed today. They'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, appointment on Saturdays. See them. They'll be like many of these people here. Got your home sold, bought, taken care of. See Amanda, a designated seller representative, certified real estate negotiating expert. She does it all.
That's right.
All in one for you there. See them at Snowden and Real Estate. Snowden and Company Real Estate, rather.
I'm Laura from Columbus, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $250,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Hurricane season is here, and like most Mississippians, you know the drill. Organize a severe weather safety kit, know how to safely use a generator, and have a plan of action to keep your family safe if a hurricane threatens. And when outages do occur, you can now report and view current outages through our free smartphone app or website at emepa.com. Remember, when storms come in, be ready if the power goes out. East Mississippi Electric Power Association is your local Touchstone Energy cooperative.
And as she brought up hurricanes, don't forget about old Larry, who's kind of floating around out there in the Bermuda area there. No threat to us. Could bring a little riptide. Now, also, as you look at what's going on in the Gulf, there's a little disturbance and most likely will bring rain to the Gulf Coast of Mexico at some point. Nothing horrifying, but some rain in areas this week.
Yeah.
Sad news over the weekend, and we almost didn't bring this up. It got away from us. The guy from the early 80s and 90s that was so big in weather, and no, it wasn't Al Roker. Mm-hmm. The other guy,
Willard Scott,
passed away over the weekend.
Yes.
87 years old.
He was always so happy.
He was.
Happy-go-lucky guy, yeah.
And you'd always see him in movies and such, not like you always saw the face of Larry King, in the background. Yeah. They always used him. But condolences to his family as he goes to his final resting place as well. Says he was surrounded by friends and family at his home when he passed away. Mm-hmm. He done a bunch there for us.
Yes. So much loss.
It is. And I'm afraid there's more to come.
Yes.
This year, the pandemic stuff is not over. We want to say congratulations to the Wesley House. They were out helping out folks that were displaced in the area in motels. They were given a helping hand. They're giving them some food to get back on their feet as they get ready to return to the New Orleans area. A lot of folks were here from there.
Yeah.
New Orleans still not in great shape. Gasoline kind of hard to come by down there. I saw in Slidell to where gas trucks were being escorted to gas stations.
Oh, yeah. Probably so, because there's probably some desperate people down there.
Absolutely.
I bet that's going to take a long time to get back to normal. Look at that. I mean, it's just like in New Jersey.
Yeah, that was where they'd come through the wall and just wiped away the house. It was 40-something people, the last count that I saw that had lost their lives on the East Coast there to Ida. It's been one thing after another. Then that big fight got canceled. Oscar De La Hoya, if I said his name right.
Yeah. Yeah. La Hoya, I think is the last
We're going to call him. Oh, Oscar.
Yeah.
He didn't get to fight because he'd come down with COVID.
Goodness.
A lot of money was probably lost on that fight.
I hope that anybody who comes down with, I hope that they can pull through that. That is a scary thing.
It is. It's still a lot. We don't know about this thing, y'all, as it continues. And bet your bottom dollar that there's another variant coming before long. It'll be a brand new one there. So as we look at other headlines across America, this one, you don't understand how a mother could, but you see these to where they get influenced by people they date, people that are not good, they're mean. And a mother stood by and let a boyfriend beat her, what was it, a 5-year-old son? Yeah. 5-year-old son to death. That happened in Florida.
I cannot just, I can't fathom that.
It makes you want to call up on the red phone and say, God, can you take action now?
Oh, yeah, I'd be taking some action for sure.
So that's one of the bad things there that has happened across the weekend and all this. Now, as we talk about all these people that influx them are coming into America and that probably have diseases and bring their way of life. And used to, you had to bring a trade to the United States to be let in. Those days are gone, I think.
Oh, yeah.
At this point. But now they
open up the gate and let them flood on in. Yeah,
whatever your beliefs are is okay over here now because we don't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy to me that people just are that lenient. I mean, especially with somebody coming into our country with a 9-year-old, 8-year-old wife. I mean, that is...
You would think somebody would step up. Maybe the Ted Cruzes of the world will step up and say, not on my watch. We'll see how that turns out. They've come up with, of all the things that go on that they watch, and you know good and well that there's a lot in computers that they watch, there's a program out there called Atlas. And it tracks people's social events, social pages is what it does. And it could revoke your citizenship should you do something wrong that is supposedly against, that would harm American citizenship, that goes away against us. You have that, but you're letting them in over here. I don't, it doesn't all add up. But this is supposedly to watch people that are coming to America on their social activities. It's called Atlas. And is it Amazon that has something to do with this? If I'm not mistaken, Amazon is tied into it. They developed the software and have sold it to the government, and it tracks what people do online. Let's hope it does more than. But you see.
Don't you know that it's going to be used for more than just trying to? Yeah. They'll be tracking everybody's everything.
But and then at the same token, you have people that post on there, I'm going to go do something bad over at ABC Company in 30 minutes, and then they sit around and do nothing. And then they go do that bad thing.
Things are backwards right now in this country and have been for a while. It's makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out the way we think it should. We brought this up on Friday about the Florida diner that said they were turning away anybody that voted for Biden, that they weren't serving them.
Right.
Well, it turns out they've sold out of food. They've been hugely supported for this. Shocked. I really am shocked that they were supported by it.
I don't know. I'm not that shocked about it because there's a lot of people who, even people who voted for Biden that have turned around.
That regret that they made
And I mean, how are they going to know who you voted for?
There's no way to do that.
I mean, if you voted for him, would you tell somebody you voted for?
Not up in there, I would. Definitely.
Like, if you hungry and you go to this restaurant, you better voted for Trump.
Yeah. But, and I say all this, was this just a big gimmick? It sold out their food? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I figured they would get some backlash online, but apparently not. They've sold out of all their food, and they can't open because they ain't got nothing to operate off of. And I use my word ain't religiously today.
Well, yeah.
It's the big word there.
I say it all the time. I'm sure people probably have a lot of make fun jokes, but
Daredevil.
that's just me.
Were you the kid that would jump on the bicycle and jump over the ramp just to show everybody? What was the Chris Cagle song? Chicks Dig It. You know what I'm talking about? Where little boys would do things just to get attention from girls. Were you the attention grabber?
When I was younger, I might have been a little more brave about doing stuff like that than as an adult. Yeah.
This I don't get, but a Russian, and they call them influencers. These are people that, because I try to explain this because probably up until a year or two ago, I didn't know what an influencer was. But it's somebody on social media that has a bunch of followers. And then they get on there and kind of act stupid or tell you what product to go buy or whatever. But look at this picture of this. Would you do this just for attention?
No.
112 miles an hour, duct taped to the side of a car.
But I mean, he probably ain't going anywhere. I would be more concerned. I wouldn't be concerned about falling off. I'd be concerned that they would have a wreck with me taped.
Well, that all depends. You ever bought that cheap duct tape that don't stick? Now, if you get the real duct tape, that stuff works.
He's probably got somebody on the inside of the car holding on to him.
There's absolutely no way I would do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. That's crazy, but
But I mean, they will do anything to get the attention of people, and that's what went on there.
Yeah.
Huh. Thought you might want to know that.
People are kind of desperate for attention when they do stuff like that. I've seen people do all kind of stuff though, just like the horse people, the people that act like horses, run around with bits in their mouth, and
my favorite,
keep you crazy to yourself.
My favorite fantasy.
Yeah.
I was going to go somewhere else. I'm going to leave that one as bad as I want to. I'm not going to touch that
people.
one. It is there. They're different there. We've seen. You remember Piers Morgan, don't you? He was on a show over in London for forever, and he criticized Meghan Markle and basically was fired. Well, it was proven that what he said, there was nothing wrong with it, but he's still not going to get his job back. He's been out of shape, and he goes, although they're not giving me my job back, I have been offered many, many jobs since then. So we wish Pierce luck with what he's doing. I think he spoke the truth.
Yeah.
They had this plan to every nth of the degree to make the most money they could out of everything.
Yeah.
I think they've hurt the royal family in a way that it can never be fixed.
Yeah, I don't see that bridge ever being built back. But I might be wrong, but I think they burnt that bridge to the ground.
And we still say, or at least I do, there will be a day that there would not be a Harry and a Meghan at some point, and he will need to go home. And I wonder
how they would. I mean, I wonder would they welcome him back?
Would the gates of Buckingham Palace open for him?
I did see where he and his brother, somebody had unveiled a statue of their mother. Somebody had done a statue of her over there, and they had unveiled it, and they were there together. So I guess they got along. I don't know.
That would be the sister-in-law that you just can't get along with.
Well, I mean, I just think that by saying some of the stuff she did about them being like racist and all that kind of stuff,
it was uncalled for.
I think that was a bandwagon a lot of people were jumping on at the time.
It was.
Yeah.
We turn our thoughts to 1947. Now, as you and I were kids, I saw her on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Maybe she was in movies, but Saturday Night Live is what I remember this lady from.
Yeah.
You remember her from anything else?
Yeah. No, I don't remember her from anything else, but I don't know though. It seems like maybe she was on a show.
Third Rock from the Sun.
She was on a show. She was. That was what I was fixing to say.
Did you ever watch Kate and Allie? Wasn't that big too? I didn't watch it, but Jane Clare.
But the main thing I remember her in on Saturday Night Live was the Conehead people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Coneheads.
When they drank the whole 6-pack of beer at one time and turned it up.
Yeah.
That was fun. Was Steve Martin a part of that, or was it? No, it was
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. And she and Dan Aykroyd and I don't know who all else, but I just remember those two.
A good skit.
Oh, yeah, it was. But that was back in the day when it was a funny show. You know what I'm saying?
Three wild and crazy guys.
Oh, yeah. Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Were they the ones they jiggled around all the time with
Funny
the chains?
stuff.
And
Yeah. You don't see it like that. Everything is, and maybe at the time it was a wee bit political,
Yeah.
but it sure was funny.
It was.
they
That's
made
back
fun
when
of
everybody had
everybody.
a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, and you could make fun of, like, I could make fun of Scotty Ray or he could make fun of me and it wasn't that big of a deal, which, you know, he does that now. So I don't know. Times have not changed in that sense, but
I have fun.
I'm speaking. But yeah, people had a sense of humor. You could make fun of anybody and it was just a joke.
Uh-huh.
And now people just take it and just run with it for their own gain. Crazy.
You know, it would be very hard, and I try to wrap my head around this. We're sitting on today is September the 6th, and you're thinking, well, I got to go record a song today. And I guess every time you record a song, there's a potential that it could be a huge hit, timeless. And that's what happened on this day. But on top of recording a song, you've got to get into a different season in your head. And Elvis Presley did this on this date back in 1957 as he headed to the studio to record White Christmas, Silent Night, and Here Comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa.
Yeah. Nobody can beat that.
Boy,
That
those
Here
were
Comes Santa Claus song. Yeah,
Did he do
sung
good
it.
at that?
Yes, he did. He did.
Santa's coming in a long black Cadillac. What is your favorite Elvis? Is it Blue Christmas? Oh, Blue.
I like Blue Christmas. Yeah.
He just had that unique voice. White Christmas, I would have to give that to Bing Crosby of being probably the best version that ever recorded.
At Christmas time, I will say I love old Christmas music. I had a CD and that had all the Bing Crosby things and, you know, but, you know, just old music. And I love that. That's just classic Christmas to me.
Santa Claus is watching you, baby. It's all over for you. Ray Stevens, who could not love that?
Oh, I know. It's funny. And we always did a Christmas play and I think they probably still do it. I'm not sure at West Lauderdale. And we did all the different skits, the same skits every year we're doing. And we would have old Christmas songs in it and stuff like that. So it was neat. In Alabama. Christmas in Dixie. We had the people up there dressed like Alabama, and it was real nice.
You know, you just hardly ever hear people, and I feel like we're losing touch with ourselves of redoing that famous classic of Rusty Chevrolet. I love that song.
Rusty Chevrolet.
I went to town today in my Rusty Chevrolet.
I have never heard that, Scotty Ray. I've never heard it. At Christmas, we're going to have to sing it. Or not sing it, play it.
Oh, rusting bolts, heaters broke. So I can't. I have to really look up the word. But
you got to pull it up and play it at Christmas.
It was hilarious. We'll have to get Britt Bob to come back and sing for us one day and take care of that.
Yeah.
1963. I think it was out in Texas somewhere. It was Beaumont, Texas. I think they were still working on the bridge in 1963, and then we found out that Mark Chestnut was born. Had a string of hits. Brother Jukebox is Too Cold at Home.
Sister Wine.
Yeah, Sister Wine.
Yeah, he was a good singer too. Like, does he still?
Yeah, he's still performing.
Okay.
He's still out on the trail. Old Country was one of my favorites that Mark did. Of course, now he recorded at the exact same times, and you would not know. You can Google this on YouTube and listen to it. He also recorded almost to the day Friends in Low Places.
Oh.
The same time Garth did. But you would not know Mark's version compared to Garth's version. They sound nothing alike.
Yeah.
And that's how one becomes a hit, one becomes something in the discount bargain.
But, well, I love his voice. I think
Mark's
he's a
got a
singer.
great one. Too cold for golf, too cold at home. No, too hot for golf and too cold at home. That's how it went, wasn't it? Yeah. Ooh. Well, that was a song.
It was.
1984, you would wake up and find that the Texas Troubadour had passed away on this date. Ernest Tubb died in 1984. One of his biggest songs, Walking the Floor With You, Babe. That was 1941, and probably, even no matter what age, or am I wrong on that? Has the younger generation probably forgotten Walking the Floor With You?
Probably. I would think probably, but I might be wrong. You know, they might surprise me, but
I was trying to think that.
it probably stopped with our generation.
Think so?
I imagine. I would imagine.
Because, Ernest came to Meridian and done his record show for Live from the Temple Theater for years there with the Jimmy Rogers thing. And then it's slowly...
I just love old country. I just think you can't beat it. This new stuff that we've got out there is not, in my book, it's not country.
I'm with her.
Now, there might be a little handful of people out there that still have that country sound.
Right.
But most of it is just like pop or even rock. I mean, it's not country to me.
If it's got the word rap in it anywhere, it ain't country. Just in case you needed to be clarified. It was and this shocks me, Candace. This would be 16 years ago, if I'm doing my arithmetic right. George Strait released this song, She Let Herself Go. 16 years ago. Let's see, this is 21. That was 2005. That's 15 plus 1 is 6, right?
Yeah.
16 years ago.
Gosh. Is that right?
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
5?
Yeah, I guess it would be. I was going to say it was longer than that. But.
Holy smokes. That song it sounds as new every time I hear it. I think, wow, it's just a couple years old. Well, not the case anymore. George Strait.
I listen to the old country station more than I do the new.
Yeah, you can't help but do that.
Yeah.
There was a herd of people that on this date, she'd passed away. If you didn't, you brought them up a few minutes ago. But in 1997, 2.5 billion, and I said billion, people watched the funeral of Diana on this date back in 1997.
I remember that.
Wow.
We were in Georgia when that happened. We were down at one of the islands out there in Georgia. On the East Coast. It was a family vacation thing. So that was awful I remember seeing that and just being shocked when that happened. And then they had our funeral.
And I was
John and all that.
second or third grade. I'll never forget it. In school, and I don't know if they still do this, but in school, they everybody got to watch the wedding because no one had ever seen a royal wedding when I was a little boy. Yeah. And that was a big deal there. The horse and carriage come down through there and
there was a lot of stuff that you got to watch back in school. Like I remember us watching the Challenger when it went up and exploded with the school teacher in it. Wasn't that the Challenger?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we were
1986.
watching that, and I was if I'm not mistaken, I was in a science class, and that happened, and we were just all just shocked. I mean, it was just a whole horrible thing. And
in the like Tom Sawyer, you probably couldn't see that in school now if you had to.
Oh yeah.
Something to think on there. 2018, and it doesn't seem that this has been 3 years ago, but an off-duty cop comes home. She comes into her home and she thinks she has a burglar. She tells the man to put his hands up. He doesn't, and she shoots and kills him. The only problem was it was not her apartment. She had gone up an extra floor, got confused, and went into somebody else's home and shot them as an intruder. I think she's going to be spending a long time. I think she's got life out of that.
That would be awful.
And if you'll remember, let me show the picture to this. This is the brother of the victim. When it was over, he prayed for her and hugged her. As saddened as it was, and he said he felt that she honestly made the mistake.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can't have a police officer making those kind of mistakes.
Right. It's awful. Horrible.
And you do understand that you can be confused. Like I've been to Opryland Hotel. There's a big difference. I'm not a cop.
Right.
You get your room confused. They kind of all look the same, but that was horrible. All sides of that. May God bless them. 2018, Sally Field probably had a tear in her eye as we learned that the bandit had passed away. Burt Reynolds died on this date back in 2018. And I think most people will remember him with that look right there. Waiting on Buford T to go to the bathroom so he could run out the door.
82, though. I mean, I wouldn't, even when he passed away, you just didn't think he'd be 82 years old. You know what I'm saying?
The band, because he's just forever burned in that image of 1977.
I know.
So, wow. Is all I can say to all of that.
Time just flies by. We get so busy with our own lives and just the world being in turmoil. And next thing you know, they show somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize they were that old. Then you go, oh my gosh, I'm old too.
Hush, speak for yourself. As we go to Maple's One Stop Shop, They can help you with anything that you're looking for. Locally owned and operated. And again, if you want to get a little extra oomph for just buying gas, make sure to drop your name in the next time you buy gas at any of their 4 locations. Write your name on the back of the card, drop it in the box inside, and they draw for a $50 fuel card weekly. That's a great deal there.
That is.
And we'll show you the 4 locations here in just a moment. A great deal with cold drinks, fountain drinks, coffee. If you got to have it like I do and Candace does, well, that's the place to get it. Yes. Fountain drinks, and you got all of these here. If you're looking for a moon pie, they got that also.
That's right. Moon pie. Gosh, back in the day, we always had the moon pie.
Moon pie and RC Cola.
Yeah.
You can also take advantage of a great meal. You can get yourself a piece of pizza, a bag of potato chips, a 20-ounce fountain drink, all for $4.99. You'll find that at the Bonita Chevron out by the mall or Pine Springs Country Store. Either place offers that deal for you.
And you cannot beat that.
No, you can't.
Seriously.
Also, if you're going fishing this weekend, the bait shop is there. Or maybe you get off work a little early. You can do that also. Right. If you're looking for lotto tickets, ice cream, drinks, anything that you might need, they've got it there for you at any of these locations. Bonita Chevron by Bonita Lakes Mall, Pine Springs Country Store out on State Boulevard Extension, or Last Chance Tobacco, 493 Broadmoor Chevron. You can find that all there. They've got everything that you're looking for. That's Maple's one-stop shop. See them today.
On my way to class, I was blindsided at a 4-way stop. I never saw it coming.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home. And if you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And as we turn to talk about Chets Paint and Body, he's one of the best that there is. Why? Well, he's been doing it forever, and he got really talented at what he does. And if you would like your car put back to the way it was before boo-boo happened, talk to Chet. He's like the father of the boo-boos. He makes it all better.
And you can depend on them, and they are really good at what they do. They also take care of any rental vehicles that you have to get. I mean, they're just check them out, because I'm telling you, they can take care of you there.
The address is 9888 Highway 495. You'll find them in the curve there, right out across from the store there at the reservoir. You can't miss them. Chet's Paint and Body, no matter what the ding, the dent that has happened to you, they fix all of that. From a minor bend to somebody backed into you, or, well, getting an aluminum bed fixed on one of these Ford trucks these days. They cost a lot of money, and you want it back to the way it was. Perfection, because it's an investment these days. See them. They can take care of a front end, or this is the paint booth. You can get a classic done. Either way that you have, brand new or used or old, they take care of it at Chet's Paint and Body. Insurance claims welcome. They'll, as Candace said, take care of all the paperwork for you. See them. Chet's Paint and Body. They're right there. Free quotes. It won't cost you anything to talk to them. See Chet today, and he'll help you out there. All right. So are you cooking today? Did you ever tell me that? You like no?
No, I'm not.
No
I'm not
snacks
cooking today. No, we cooked. We really didn't cook anything major the whole weekend. We just were really busy. My mother's yard, we went down there and took care of some stuff over the weekend down there. And her neighbor cut her grass for her. We were going to go over there and cut it, but she got out there earlier and cut it. Everybody has been so good. I will say.
I was going to ask you about that. And if you're just tuning in, going, what is she talking about? Candace's stepfather passed away from COVID-related illnesses, and it's been a trying time for the family of everybody trying to help out and keep things going.
It really, really, really has. And I cannot thank people enough. Even if I don't know you and you've prayed for us, thank you. My mother has been just overwhelmed with calls and texts and stuff from people that knew him, that worked with him, or he had done work for over there. People have just been so kind and so good-hearted and respectful. I mean, you couldn't ask for any better people to just even check on her, and stuff. And like I said, the neighbor come and cut her grass, and it's just been, because my mother's 74, and so it's been for something to happen like that, and unexpectedly, it's just
and somebody that you spend every day of your life with, and you wake up one day and they're not there.
They were together for almost 30 years, and he was like a father to me. I mean, before my dad passed away, he was like a father to me. And after my dad passed away, I mean, he was there. If you needed him, it didn't matter what time, or it didn't matter what you needed. I mean, he was there for you. Christmas time, like if he'd do extra jobs to help get stuff for my kid. I mean, it just, I don't know. I loved him and missed him.
The whole point of this is that at some point, each and every one of us will be faced with this in some shape, form, or way. Whether it's a spouse, a child, we will lose loved ones. And it's how you help your neighbor. And
it is.
That's why I brought this up.
Right. I mean, help somebody, even if you don't know them, and you think, God's laid it on your heart to help them out, help them out. I mean, because you don't know what, they might not have anybody else to help them.
That's right. Just a kind word can help someone.
Yes. I mean, just taking that small amount of time to just check on somebody or call them or do something for them. It's just,
So we're thinking about y'all.
Yes, thank you.
I bring up this next story, and I want your opinion if you think this is attitude or if the old girl is right. A woman, 27, grew up kind of poor. She's got $40,000 in debt with her college. And she now finds out, after she's got this $40,000 debt, that her grandparents had left her $150,000 to go to school on. The problem is, Mom thought, well, I need it for bills. And Mom spent her college money and never told her about it. And she finds out years later that her grandparents had set aside money for her to go to school on. And she's wanting to know, should she be mad at Mom, and should she disown her mother over that?
I wouldn't. I mean, I would never disown my mother, I don't think.
Money is not worth it.
Right. Over money, I mean, that's, you don't know. I mean, she might have been in a bad situation and had to use the money. Could
have been fixing to lose a house. We don't know.
You don't know what the situation, so. But I think I've seen a lot of families break up and a lot of things happen over money.
$10,000
over
people
money. Yeah.
It ain't even got to be that much.
No, it don't. I mean, I've seen a lot of situations happen over money. And it's a sad thing because, I mean, money's not something you're going to take with you. Family should be your rock, I think. And, anyway, I guess that's just the way that cookie crumbles sometimes. People just.
Yeah, don't let money be.
I mean, that is a sad situation that the girl, needed the money and it wasn't there when she needed it. But I believe everything happens for a reason, though,
Oh, you mean as in it's going to make her stronger because she's having to pay that back?
Yeah.
I bet she don't think that right now.
She probably don't, but.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I would be upset, but I would not disown my mother. So.
The cops in New Orleans are looking for a young lady, and the manhunt is on. Now, whether or not they find her, I'm sure eventually they will. But she was a 911 operator that during the storms when they hit, she was just a little busy. And she'd go, click. And they've got an arrest warrant out for her for hanging up on callers. It did probably cost people their lives.
Yeah.
When you take a job, you take the job.
Right.
Remember that.
Oh, yeah. And that's a serious job.
Ooh, it don't get no more serious.
That's a life or death job.
You are the voice to that person in danger, that ray of hope.
Well, I mean, and also these callers have sometimes had to, or these people working for 911, they've sometimes having to give information over the phone on how to do CPR.
Yeah.
How to help somebody, what they need to do. I mean,
Apparently, this was definitely not the job for this young lady.
No.
But,
yeah.
We'll let you know if we find out if they find her or not down there.
That'd be like an air traffic controller.
Yeah.
Going
to lunch.
Yeah.
Bye.
Put you on auto. Good luck.
Ooh.
Yeah. That would be horrible.
Florida, they're taking a different stance on this COVID thing. We've got enough time to squeeze this story in. If you're asked for your COVID vaccine proof in Florida, you could be fined up to $5,000. Instead of the other way around, forcing you to hand over the card. They're saying if there's a business that asks you for it and will not give you services without showing that, the state is going to go after that business.
I wonder about corporations who are requiring their people to have the vaccine and they have to put their card in a database and all that kind of stuff. Because,
under Florida law, if they operate, they couldn't do it in that state. That's the way I would read that. But who knows? This is there's a lot we're going to find out that was done once the smoke clears, and it may be 10 years from now before we really get to the bottom of all this, of things that were done in haste that were wrong, some things that were done right that we think right now, well, maybe that's not the right thing. We find out, well, that was the right thing to do. And some things that were just handled totally opposite and wrong than it should have been.
Yeah, I would love to know if big corporations are getting a handout from the government to make their employees get this vaccine. That's what I would love to know, and I'm gonna dig into that.
If you find out something, let me know.
I will.
Officially, there's no word of that, but who knows? We'd like to say thank y'all for coming by and spending a few moments with us today. It is Labor Day. Enjoy that because you don't get it every day.
Enjoy your day off, and do something fun or productive or something like that, because tomorrow it's back to business.
It is.
So
we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, all beginning at 8 again. Thanks a lot for dropping by and seeing me and Candace today. We certainly appreciate it.
We do.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by